Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. I'm Pallavi reading interesting story books for you. Today I'm reading The Man in the Anthill, written by the great Sudha Murty. Now let's go through it. Ratnakara was a highway robber who would hide near roadsides and loot all the travelers who passed by on horseback or on foot. If people resisted his attack or tried to run away, Ratnakara would murder them and take away their belongings. He shared the wealth he thus obtained with his large family. One day, while Ratnakara was crouched behind a bush, waiting for his next victim, he saw a sage pass by him. The sage wore saffron robes and carried a tambura in one hand. He was busy singing to himself as he walked. Ratnakara thought the man must be carrying something valuable in the tambura, and he disguised himself as a sage to discourage thieves from stealing from him. So he came out from behind the bush and stood in the sage path. "Give me all you have," he yelled. The sage smiled. "I only carry God's name with me, so I can share all my learning with you if you like. Don't get smart with me. Where are you coming from, and what is really in your tambura?" Ratnakara barked. "My name is Narada, and I am coming from Lord Vishnu's house. I don't know where I am headed. I'll go to the home of whoever remembers me," the sage replied pleasantly. The strange answer intrigued Ratnakara. Unlike others, this man wasn't scared of him. Narada spoke again with affection. "Oh, innocent man, I know that you don't realize what you are doing or the sins that you are stacking up. Tell me, why are you wasting this life? You should use it to become a better person." Ratnakara didn't understand a word. "What sins am I collecting?" he asked, nonplussed. "When you hurt somebody intentionally, you are committing a sin. You will have to pay for it eventually," Narada explained. "But I am not doing this just for myself. I share what I collect with my family," replied Ratnakara. "May I ask you a question?" asked Narada. Ratnakara did not respond but continued to stare at him. "If you are also collecting sins along with wealth, will your family members share that with you too?" "Yes, of course," Ratnakara replied confidently. "Go home now and ask your family if they will share the punishment for your sins. Until then, I will wait here," said Narada. "And while I am gone, you will run away?" retorted Ratnakara. "I'll not go anywhere. But if you don't believe me, then tie me to this tree. I'll wait here till you bring me your family's answer." Ratnakara had never seen such a bold traveler before. Narada was confident and happy and didn't seem perturbed by his threats at all. Something about the sage attracted Ratnakara. Hurriedly he went home. When his wife, children, and relatives saw him come back early, they were happy, thinking that Ratnakara had chanced upon a huge loot. But when they saw that he was empty handed, the disappointment was starkly visible on their faces. Ratnakara stood in front of his family and addressed everyone who was present. I have just learned from a traveler named Narada that hurting people and stealing from them is a sin. I must have already piled up many sins by now, and someday I will have to face the punishment too. I did what I did not just for me, but also for all of you. So you are also my partners in crime and must share my sins. Do you agree? At first, everyone was silent. Then someone said, Ratnakara, you rob people for us, and we share the wealth with you. But we have never asked you to hurt anyone in the process. How you obtained that wealth was your decision. So we will not share your sins with you. Ratnakara was taken aback. Speechless, he turned to his children. Taking a cue from the elders, they too denied any share in their father's sins. Saddened Ratnakara finally looked at his wife. He was confident that his life partner would share his losses as much as his gains and help reduce the burden of sins on his soul. But she too shook her head. Ratnakara realized the truth in the sage's world and ran back to him. He found Narada sitting under a tree chanting Narayana, Narayana. Ratnakara fell at his feet and began to cry. Oh, great sage, you have opened my eyes. Not one person wants to share the load of my sins. I want to get away from this lie of a life. Tell me how to atone for my misdeeds. Please guide me. Narada held him by his shoulders. Child, mistakes are bound to take place if one doesn't receive proper guidance, he said gently. Now focus on God and meditate. Eventually, you will understand the meaning of life. Just chant the word Rama repeatedly. It is, after all, the name of the Lord. Ratnakara tried his best to say Rama, but his tongue was unable to pronounce the pure name of God, no matter how much he tried. After some time, Narada suggested, let's try something else. Do you know anyone called Mara? Yes, I had a friend named Mara. Ratnakara replied, excellent, then just chant that repeatedly, said Narada with a smile. He stood up, bade Ratnakara goodbye, and departed. Ratnakara found a comfortable place to sit and began chanting Mara, 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 Mara. Soon it seemed as if he were chanting Rama, 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 Rama. Years went by, and anthill began growing around Ratnakara, but he did not stop chanting and remained lost in the meditation. Seeing this, people started referring to Ratnakara as Valmiki, or the man within the Valmika and anthill. As more years passed, Ratnakara's original name was forgotten and he came to be known as Valmiki. At last, Narada came to see him and remove the anthill. Valmiki finally opened his eyes. Narada blessed him and encouraged him to start an ashram. Soon Valmiki's fame as an enlightened sage spread far and wide. One day, Valmiki was heading to the river Ganga for a bath when he came across a stunning stream called Tamasa. Valmiki thought, The water is so clear, just like a pure mine. I think I will have a bath here today. He placed his things at the base of the big tree on the banks of the water and happened to notice a pair of beautiful white cranes. He smiled at the peaceful sight. Suddenly, an arrow struck the male crane and the bird died. Filled with agony, the female crane screeched and cried until it also died of grief and shock. Valmiki's heart burst with pain, and anger coursed through his body. He looked around to see who had shot the bird and spotted a hunter with a bow and an arrow a feet away. Furious, he cried out, Ma nishada pratishtham tvamagamaha shaswati samaha yat krauncha mithuna ekadam avadhi kama mohitam. O hunter, may you suffer forever and find no rest, because you have killed one of the most devoted and passionate bird couples. Later, when Valmiki composed the Ramayana with the blessings of Lord Brahma, the above became the first sloka of the epic. Today, Valmiki is respected as the first poet or Adi Kavi, and the Ramayana is called the first Kavya or composition or Adi Kavya. Do you like this Valmiki story? Then tell me in the comment box and subscribe our channel. Bye bye guys.